Hello everybody and welcome back to the Team Cosmic Bodies YouTube channel, and my name is Kyle Burns. So today I'm going to talk about, or in this video I'm going to talk about diet breaks. I just did refeeds, sorry about that. So diet breaks. Why do we use them? How often? When? Are you a candidate for it? The differences between male and female. Yeah, diet breaks. So a diet break is when you would do higher calories, usually through carbohydrates, and you'd bring your calories up during a fat loss phase. So maybe you've been cutting and you're in a deficit, and whether you're doing a physique show, you're doing a bodybuilding show, or whether you're just a lifestyle client, they both can be applied. But you're doing a fat loss phase and you're trying to lose fat, and you would bring your calories up to estimated maintenance, maybe even slightly above estimated maintenance. Like, I kind of want to make this impactful, but basically you'd bring yourself out of the deficit, hence break. But I do the quotations break because it's not necessarily a break. You still need to be structured. You still need to be necessarily like on your meal plan or counting your macros. But yeah, you're taking a break from the deficit. You're bringing your body out of the deficit, and it's similar to why a refeed would be beneficial. So I would say a diet break starts once it's been more than 4 or 5 days of refeeds. So again, you bring your calories up to estimated maintenance, maybe even slightly above estimated maintenance, and I like to do it through carbohydrates. Maybe I bring the protein down a tad, and I can keep fat where it's at. And you would do this for longer than 4 or 5 days. So once you're getting 4 or 5 days of refeeds, it's kind of turned into a diet break by then. Diet breaks could be 7 days, they could be 14 days, maybe up to a month long. But after a month long, I don't know if it would necessarily be considered a diet break anymore. I would say from 7 to 14 days is probably a good place to be for the diet breaks. And it's going to be similar to why it's important as a refeed is, okay? So you're going to help with cortisol levels. If your cortisol is high because you're in a calorie deficit, your body's stressed, and it'll help you take your body out of the deficit, and cortisol will go down, so it can help with water retention and stuff like that. It can just help you recover. It can help you with performance and sleep, and psychologically, you get a little bit more food, and help you keep more muscle in the long run. And then of course it helps other hormones with appetite control, and yeah, and it can help hormonally a little bit. And with the, sorry, I'm thinking right now of how I'm gonna move on from this. But yeah, sometimes I feel like, my first thought, sometimes I see people do diet breaks, like educated coaches, and they give people a diet break, and it's just not that impactful. They lose weight the whole time. And in the beginning, you might lose a little bit of weight. Again, you might lose a little bit of water retention. But to be honest, I want to see the scale kind of go up and trickle up within a diet break, because I want it to be impactful. I want there to be enough carbs that you're actually out of the deficit. So if you lose weight the entire time you're doing a diet break, is it actually a diet break? Or were you just kind of reverse dieting and you were kind of just like, you weren't giving yourself enough calories to be out of the deficit? So if you're losing weight the entire time, the entire 7 or 14 days, then you might want to keep pumping up the carbs. Sometimes I even hit them with 3 or 4 huge carb days, like bigger than their refeed days, and then I would bring it down a little bit because I want those first 72 hours to be really impactful. So yeah, you're kind of like tricking your body to thinking, oh, I'm out of the deficit. I can like chill out. I can, help my cortisol go down a little bit. I can sleep a little bit better. So you're definitely going to keep muscle this way and keep your hormones in a good place. To be a candidate for a diet break, though, it does help to have a really good starting position for your fat loss phase, or how long the fat loss phase is going to be. So if you're in like a shorter time span and you're not ready for the show, or if you're just doing a quick fat loss phase, a mini cut maybe, excuse me, you might not need a diet break, or you just don't have time for it. I mean, so there are certain people who are candidates and some people who aren't. And of course you want to be a candidate for diet breaks. You're going to keep more muscle that way, keep your hormones in a good place. It's definitely a more responsible and healthier way to do things. For men, it could be every 6 to 10 weeks. For women, you might need it every 4 to 6 weeks for a diet break. Again, it just depends on the context, depends on the person. Sometimes I like to put diet breaks around deload weeks, when you're doing a little bit less volume and you can really have that impactful on recovery. Sometimes I like to do it after a menstrual cycle for women because you're a little bit more insulin sensitive. So if you can time that stuff, it can be beneficial there too. But again, you need to be a candidate. You need to be lean enough. You need to be doing the right things. You need to be really consistent throughout the prep. Like if you're not adherent to the diet in the beginning and you've been cheating on your diet and you're not making progress, you're probably not a candidate for diet break compared to someone who's been consistent and they train hard and they stick to their plan and they have enough time in the fat loss phase for the prep. I might be able to fit in 2 or 3 diet breaks in their 16 or 20 something week prep if they give me enough time for it. So that is the big difference between the diet break and the refeed, is that you're having many days fit together. It's not just 3 or 4 days, but it's getting close to 5, 7, 2 weeks of doing a diet break. And I would say the leaner you get, the longer the diet break needs to be. So let's say in the beginning of your prep, you do a 5 to 7 day diet break. And then as you get leaner and you have, let's say you still have a lot of time on your side, it might be a 10-day, 12-day diet break. And then your last diet break, it might be a 14-day diet break because we have a lot of time on our side. You're just so lean. And a big thing I have people look for too, because this is, again, I want it to be impactful, is at the end of your diet break, I kind of want you to lose a little bit of lines. I want you to be a little bit, not squishy, a little bit squishy, a little bit like you're losing a little bit of lines. So maybe in the beginning of the diet break, you have like, these crazy abs, but then at the end of your diet break, we lose a little bit of lines and you just have so much glucose running through your blood and helping you with repair and your performance, and you're almost like over it. You're like, all right, I want to get back to the deficit. That's how I know these diet breaks work. So if you are getting a little squishy, losing a little bit of lines, that's not necessarily a bad thing. You probably didn't put on any fat, and you can regain some of the tissue you lose, muscle, lean mass you lose, and it helps you just train hard. So yeah, diet breaks are very, very impactful and such a good tool. Refeed, diet breaks, very, very good tools to use during a fat loss phase to help you keep progressing long term. Thank you for watching. Comment, like, subscribe. Appreciate y'all.